Good afternoon, colleagues. Today, with the participation of leading domestic technological companies, we will discuss the course of our joint work in the field of artificial intelligence. We are constantly returning to this topic in various configurations. Let me remind you that at the end of last year, at the Sberbank Profile Conference, and at the Council on Strategic Development and National Projects, we talked in detail about the exceptional importance of the creation and widespread implementation of these solutions. I repeat that artificial intelligence, along with digital platforms and autonomous systems, form a fundamentally different image of the economy, social relations, social spheres, education, healthcare, logistics, industry, defense and security. And in general, the entire life of the country depends on our ability to correspond to the pace of global changes. And in the near future, without any exaggeration, the very existence of the Russian state will depend on it. It should be borne in mind that the technologies of artificial intelligence are developing rapidly. Thus, fundamental language models and neural networks with colossal computational capabilities are becoming increasingly complex. Just recently, similar systems were tested only for the development of a set of encyclopedic knowledge. This year, special tests have shown impressive capabilities of deep interdisciplinary analysis. Next, using language models, intellectual assistants, the so-called agents of artificial intelligence, are being created. Not only do they perform certain tasks and answer simple questions of the user, but in an autonomous mode, to a large extent without the participation of a person, they solve the tasks assigned to them. What is extremely important is that these agents of artificial intelligence are already approaching a new level of independence. They are learning to plan their actions and assess the results obtained, to interact with people, with the real world. Last year, in a certain sense, there was a threshold phenomenon. The vast majority of participants in the experiment considered the machine's response to a dialogue with a living person, a dialogue with an interlocutor. That is, these agents have proven their ability to imitate a person, their cognitive and even emotional behavior. According to forecasts, in the near future, these agents will be able to cope with tests on physical capabilities. For example, it will be difficult to determine who drives the car, a person or a neuropilot. So, I would like to repeat once again that the questions of the universal application of language models and, of course, their creation, the enhancement of potential, are of fundamental importance for the future of the country. The experts present here are well aware that the so-called open solutions are often used to form language models of these agents. There are whole libraries of algorithms shared by developers from different countries of the world. This resource of cooperation and partnership must, of course, be used effectively. I would like to emphasize that language models are a basic, through-the-net technology that is the basis for the sovereign development of all spheres. Only with our own models can we confidently move forward, guarantee security and defense capabilities, which is especially important, and remain at the forefront of scientific and engineering thought. Moreover, our country, including a few states, has unique competences in this area. Therefore, I believe it is necessary to ensure the creation and subsequent development of domestic fundamental models of artificial intelligence. They must be competitive on a global scale and have the highest level of sovereignty. This means that the entire cycle of their development and training must be carried out by Russian companies, so that our engineers can manage all the parameters of such complex systems. I would like to make a small remark here. I ask you not to be alarmed. Not to be alarmed by those colleagues with whom I have already met and discussed this very important sensitive topic. We have gathered here to talk about all the details, the nuances, meaning that if we take something from our partners, We must be sure that the next steps in the construction of the architecture of artificial intelligence must guarantee us the solution to the tasks in the area of security and defense capabilities. Let's talk about this now. I ask the government to build a financial architecture of this scale, significant for the project. All stakeholders must participate in its implementation. The state, private and technological businesses, and state companies, of course. We need to use the potential of our programs in the area of defense and security. The effectiveness of such a mechanism is evidenced by the experience of the leading countries in the field of artificial intelligence. We are well aware of this experience. We know how state companies work abroad, including the defense departments, and how they invest their resources in the implementation of the relevant programs. Of course, this is done to achieve the goals set by the defense departments and special services, but they invest money and attract both state resources and private ones. In general, they achieve good results. Colleagues, I would like to focus on the practical application of advanced solutions. I have already instructed the government, together with the heads of the regions, to form a national plan for the implementation of artificial intelligence at the level of the entire country, taking into account the sectors and subjects of the Federation. By 2030, such technologies and products based on them should be used in all areas, including production, logistics, energy, management, and education. I know that the government and the legislators are now preparing a legal basis for the application of artificial intelligence. I would like to repeat once again that regulation should be set up in such a way that it does not restrain, does not interfere, but, on the contrary, serves as an incentive to accelerate the development and the forthcoming implementation of advanced technologies. If we are going to build barriers here, we will certainly lag behind in economic, technological, public, and social development. I would like to stress once again that it is a priority task for the domestic business, and of course for the federal and regional authorities to achieve an all-encompassing. I believe that the heads of the ministries and departments should present the results of the implementation of artificial intelligence in the managed sectors every year. I mean not paper reports, but public, open reports with a demonstration of the solutions actually used. Already this year, we are listening to our colleagues at a special exhibition as part of the SPEAR Conference on the journey to the world of artificial intelligence. Such events are held every year. Dear colleagues, a few words about the further organization of our work. The commission headed by the Deputy Chairman of the government, Dmitry Grigorenko, will determine the strategy and systematic coordination of actions in the field of artificial intelligence. The Deputy Chairman of the Presidential Administration, Maxim Stanislavovich Reshkin, will also be involved. Representatives of the administration, ministries and departments, leading technological companies, and members of the State Council will be included. The corresponding decree is signed. I would like to ask the Commission to consider complex solutions in the following areas as early as this year. The first is the implementation of artificial intelligence in the economic and social spheres in the system of state governance. The second is the adaptation to the universal application of artificial intelligence of the entire system of development of human potential, from primary school to the labor market. It is imperative to readjust the mechanisms of training and retraining, the level of education, and the new technological system. The third is the expansion of the implementation of artificial intelligence in the sensitive sectors. In general, the growing influence of artificial intelligence on the lives of people, society, and the economy is necessary to consider the models of the main risks and threats arising as a result of the use of such systems, and to determine measures to temporarily prevent them. The fourth is the development of our own solutions of artificial intelligence for national defense and security. Here, I repeat, we must have the most advanced technologies and use the most sovereign domestic products. I have already mentioned some nuances and details that arise in this regard. We are now discussing this, of course. And the fifth is the creation of a complex system of promotion of Russian systems of artificial intelligence and services based on them on the foreign market. The development of cooperation in this most important sphere with our partners in the CIS, SHOS, and BRICS. In general, I want to say, again, in general, I hope that the Commission will be able to combine the efforts of business, science, and the state, and will become a real headquarters for the development of artificial intelligence in our country. Let us discuss all the proposed issues. The floor is for Dmitry Grigorenko. Please.